Hey, and welcome back to Bain's Bites. I'm Bain. So today, it's finally cold. Texas here this Christmas, this winter, we've been in the 80s. Yesterday we were 82 degrees, and what I wanted to do, you can't do when it's 80 degrees. This morning we woke up, it was a nice and comfy, bolstery and windy 33 degrees. Right now it's up to 35. Got the sweatshirts out, and I got some serious poundage on some cheese. I added it all up. We're just shy of 9.5 pounds of cheese. We've got all kinds of good stuff, from mozzarella, aged cheddar, white and yellow. We've got all kinds of blue cheese, cheese, and we're gonna cold smoke it. I'm gonna show you guys how we're gonna cold smoke some cheese. So let's get started. So the setup's pretty simple. We're gonna be using the Traeger, but we're not actually gonna be turning it on. So I've got my pellet tube out there. We'll go out there and show you what I mean. I'm gonna fill it up with some tubes. We're gonna use that for the smoke. I went and bought a cheap little fan to just move some air so the smoke doesn't get stagnant. Of course, we've got a good flamethrower, because who doesn't need one of those? But let's get all this cheese unwrapped. We're gonna get it onto cooling racks. We're gonna set them out on the Traeger, light up that pellet smoker tube, let it run for about 2 hours. So here's the pellet tube. You can get them in different sizes. They're pretty cheap. You can get them on Amazon or most barbecue stores. I filled it up with a fruit blend of pellets. It's a lighter smoke. It's a sweeter smoke. You just fill it up to the top, and I got my flamethrower, and you really want to make sure you get it lit well. Let it sit there and burn for a good 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. Make sure you got a good ember base going. Got all of our cheese ready. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this pellet tube, I'm going to put it on the edge of the Traeger. Make sure you blow that flame out, because all you want is smolder and smoke. You don't want hot flames. I'll just set it back here on the side, and after a little bit of finagling, we'll get both the cheese racks in and get the fan lined up. And all the fan's doing is just helping move air so that smoke doesn't get stale and stagnant inside there. And we'll let it run for about an hour. So after an hour, you can see it was really blowing some smoke in there. All I'm gonna do is take the cheese out and make sure it looks all right, and it did. What I did is I took each block and flipped it over, made sure it was all spaced out with plenty of airflow around all the pieces. And then I took the tray on the right and switched it with the tray on the left, so they both got even amounts of time on both sides of the Traeger. Now you can use any kind of grill you want. If you have a gas grill, if you have any sort of vessel to hold these cheeses and hold that smoke tube, you can use that to cold smoke any cheese you want. I wouldn't go with too soft of a cheese. They smoke a lot quicker, but with most of these harder cheeses, 1.5 to 2 hours, and we let it run just over that. It was 2 and change. But you'll see that once we get these back out and get that fire blown back out so we just have smoke, they came out great. So there it is, just after 2 hours of smoke. You can see the cheese picked up some pretty good color. It definitely smells smoky, I'll say that. Some of the cheeses kind of sweated out a little bit of oil. So we took them out and let them come back down to regular temp. And you definitely don't want to be eating it right now. So what we did is we brought it inside, and I took some butcher paper and I wrapped up each block and put it into the fridge for about 24 hours. If you don't have butcher paper, you could use parchment paper, but you want to wrap it up and let it breathe in the fridge for a good 24 hours. The next day we came back and we vacuum sealed them all up, labeled them, and put them back in the fridge, and they're going to sit for at least 2 weeks. You definitely want to resist the temptation and eat them now. Let them mellow, let that smoke absorb. So that's it. That's cold smoked cheese. Unfortunately, I have to wait another 2 weeks to try it, but I know it's going to be great. If you like what we're doing, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And hopefully coming up soon, we'll get some new videos out using some of these cheeses and some really fun recipes. As always, y'all have a great day.